the substances that deplete the ozone layer were developed around the 1920s, and there was massive marketing of those substances as they were replacing some toxic substances. So around the 1970s, scientists discovered that these substances were depleting the ozone, especially what are known as the chlorofluorocarbons. So they started research on what could have happened. So the United Nations Environment Program called for international action to address this problem. So initially they met in Vienna and ratified what is known as the Vienna Convention for the protection of the ozone. They didn't have enough information, so it was just a framework convention. And less than 2 years down the line, they had more information. So they met in Montreal and adopted the Montreal Protocol on substances that deplete the ozone layer on the 16th of September. So this Montreal Protocol has been amended 5 times. And the Montreal Protocol entered into force on the 1st of January 1989. So it was signed in 1987, and they allowed a grace period for countries to put in place mechanisms for effective enforcement. The major objective of the Montreal Protocol is to address 2 global environmental challenges, which are the ozone layer depletion and global warming. So it does that through gradually phasing out the use of these substances. Most of the substances have been phased out except the hydrochlorofluorocarbons, which are mainly used in refrigeration and air conditioning. It is interesting to note that developed countries have already phased out these substances. And as for developing countries, we are going to phase out these substances by the 1st of January 2030. And the ozone layer depletion happens like it. If substances are released into the atmosphere, they are transported by wind movement until they get to the stratosphere, where they initiate a chain reaction. So if the ozone layer is depleted, it allows too much ultraviolet radiation to get to the Earth's surface and causes skin cancer and eye cataracts. These substances that we use also in refrigeration and air conditioning and in agriculture, they also prevent radiation from being lost into the atmosphere, thereby causing what is known as greenhouse effect or global warming. So the Montreal Protocol has been amended 5 times, as I said. The latest amendment is the Kigali Amendment, which is now looking at different types of substances. These substances, although they do not deplete the ozone, they have high global warming potentials. So far, the Kigali Amendment has been ratified by 160 parties, and Zimbabwe is one of those countries that have ratified. So the Kigali Amendment aims to cutting down the production and use of these substances by 80% around 2045. So these substances are also controlled under the Paris Agreement. So the Kigali Amendment and the Montreal Protocol are playing a crucial role in combating climate change. And these substances are mainly used in refrigeration and air conditioning. So we are working with our stakeholders in the refrigeration and air conditioning so that they adopt 0 to very low global warming potential refrigerants. And the refrigerants that we have that have been chosen as alternatives are hydrocarbons. The only challenge with these hydrocarbons is that they are flammable. So we go around the country training refrigeration technicians on the safe use of these substances, and also including certification. In terms of these refrigerants, the hydrocarbons are energy efficient. We know there is a huge demand of electricity. So if all these appliances are energy efficient, it means we are going to save a lot of electricity. That's why there is need for us to adopt these substances, these energy efficient refrigerants. So in terms of energy efficient, we have also adopted what are known as the minimum energy performance standards. These minimum energy performance standards look at the energy or the amount of electricity that is used by these refrigeration and air conditioning appliances. And I think most of you have seen refrigerators and air conditioning with those labels. The colored labels is just a layman's language of showing how much electricity that appliance consumes. If it is in the red category, it means it's consuming a lot of electricity. So we are actually working with our stakeholders, the customs officers, the refrigeration technicians, and the manufacturers of these appliances so that we adopt this. Emissions are also from when the technicians are servicing. If they don't do proper joints, the refrigerants leak into the atmosphere, where they also cause global warming and ozone layer depletion. So during our training, we teach them how to do proper joining so that we do not have leakages of these refrigerants. Because if they leak, they contribute to ozone layer depletion and global warming. There are also leakages that happen, or emissions that happen when the thermal power stations are running to feed these refrigerators. So that's a picture that was taken in Wange. It shows emissions from thermal power generations, which are also feeding into the refrigeration appliances. In terms of why we do not want leaks, is that if a refrigerator leaks, I think some of you, if you own a refrigerator, we have called a refrigeration technician several times to your home. They come and top up the gas. They tell you that gas rapera, where will it have escaped into the atmosphere, where it causes what? Global warming. So we do not promote such behavior. It's bad refrigeration practices. So we want our technicians to have tight joints so that they minimize leakages of these refrigerants into the atmosphere. If leakages happen, it reduces the efficiency of your appliance. It will not be cold enough to cool your food and drinks. It will also increase thermal power generation. So basically, this is an overview of what we are doing as a ministry in terms of the Montreal Protocol and its Kigali Amendment. Thank you so much.